Welcome to Grammar 3i. In this book, we're going to go over functions and parts of speech, pronouns, and sentence diagramming with pronouns. So first we're going to look at parts of speech and functions of speech. So far in this booklet series, Grammar 3, you have been learning more functions of parts of speech. So you already knew what a noun and a pronoun and an adjective were, but now you also know how to use them as a predicate nominative, predicate adjective, and a direct object. So in this booklet, we are going to make sure you're really applying that knowledge with these lovely paragraphs. And so I am going to go ahead and do one example with you so you get a little bit more familiar with what this activity is asking you to do. So we're going to look at this first sentence, which says, have you memorized your math facts? And we're going to look at the first bolded word that is numbered as number 1. I'm going to highlight that for us. So we have the word facts. And what we need to do is we need to determine what the part of speech is, and then we need to determine what the function of that word is. So let's read the sentence once more. We have you memorized your math facts? And so we have 3 options, a noun, a pronoun, and an adjective. Facts is definitely not a pronoun, and it's not really describing anything in this sentence. Therefore, we know it's a noun. So we're going to circle noun. And now we need to know what is the function of this word. So we've got subject, predicate nominative, or direct object. So, have you memorized your math facts? Well, it's not the subject. You is the subject. Is it a predicate nominative? Is it renaming the subject? No, you are not the same thing as facts. So, the last option is direct object. Is it getting the action of the verb? Is it the thing being memorized? Yes, it's the direct object. So for every bolded word, you're going to go through that kind of process. Notice that last row, you are just finding the part of speech, and that's it. So it's pretty straightforward, and now we're going to move on to pronouns. Once again, this should just be kind of a review and an application of things that you already know. We're just going to go through the little explanation at the beginning of the book. So let's get into that. A pronoun is a word that can replace a noun without changing the meaning of the sentence. Pronouns can be subjective, objective, and possessive. Look at the examples below. So here we have our list of subjective, objective, and possessive pronouns, and we're just going to slide right past that and get into our examples. So our first example is, he sang Lydia's song. Here we have the word he as our pronoun, or the pronoun he, and here we can see he is a subjective pronoun. Subjective pronouns will be found as a subject or a predicate nominative. Because remember, when you have a predicate nominative, the pronoun is still subjective. We went over that in the first book, so that should not be new information. Now let's look at the next sentence. We have Sergey sang it. So it is an objective pronoun. Objective pronouns can be direct objects. What is being sung? It is being sung. The song has been sung. So then the last one is Sergey sang her song. Her is a possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns only show ownership. Therefore, these pronouns are functioning as adjectives. This should sound familiar from the previous booklet where we were diagramming with possessive nouns and possessive pronouns. So here we're just looking at it in a sentence. So now we're going to get into the sentence diagramming of pronouns. So we're going to have the sentence, our new boss will be him. Let's start with our basics. We've got our subject and our verb phrase. Boss is our subject and will be as our verb phrase. And then we have him at the end of this sentence. Him obviously is a pronoun. And this function of speech, it is a predicate nominative. It is renaming who is the boss. It's him. He is the boss. So then we have the words our and new. These are modifying boss. So it's a new boss and it's our new boss. So now we are going to go ahead and diagram. So we've got our baseline, and of course we're separating out the subject from the whole predicate. We do have a predicate nominative, so we need a diagonal line, not straight. It has to be diagonal. And then of course we've got words modifying boss. So we are going to have those come off of the subject. And let's fill in the blanks. We have the subject boss, verb phrase will be. Notice that's a future tense of the verb to be. It's a linking verb. And then of course him is our predicate nominative. So now we just have our adjectives, or our pronoun functioning as an adjective. And here we have our sentence all diagrammed. Notice that when you have a pronoun that is either subjective or objective, there won't be any adjectives describing it. So some of these diagrams are going to look very simple. What's most important is that you just understand the pronouns function of speech. So just watch out for that. If you have any other questions about this or Grammar 3 in general, please contact the person who grades your grammar at your Gideon Center.